My ex wants to change my son's last name to her husband's last name, a Yoruba name for that matter. I always knew she's a witch. The fact that she even told you, someone you didn't marry, pay dowry on, I'm sure I wouldn't tell you if I was in her place. Please, single mothers, let your children have your father's surname until they are grown up enough to decide. First of all, this post reeks of jealousy. He's not happy for her. Hi guys, welcome back to True Tales and Thoughts. So today we're going to be reading stories from the Instagram page Joroolumofin. I don't know, I just like singing that name, you know. The category of today's stories are people who are in remarriage situations. Okay, without further ado, let's just get right into the video. My ex wants to change my son's last name to her husband's last name, a Yoruba name for that matter. I always knew she's a witch. Hello Joro, good morning. My ex and I have a son together. He's 3 years old. He is my twin in looks. My ex and I never got married. We don't always get along in raising our son, but she's about to do something that I'm not happy about, and I would take her to court. She is currently engaged and ready to get married. She has done traditional wedding already. I'm happy for her. She's now called and said she wants to change my son's last name because she's changing her own last name. It will be difficult for her in my son's school, and she doesn't want people to know she is a baby mama, and when she's traveling with him, she doesn't want immigration to be stressing her about surname. I told her no. She said she's only being polite by asking me. She started yelling. I told her she's a witch, and that's why she's thinking of this. That's why we never married. How will my son bear another man's name? A Yoruba name for that matter. I've called my lawyer, and my lawyer is working on a suit. I know things about my ex I can tell her husband to make him run for his life. Like how she did threesome in 2019, and how she does lesbian. How does somebody do lesbian? Some people's writing, I really struggle sometimes with this message because the writing is just out of this world. How she stole her friend's boyfriend. Do I tell him, please? Advise me. Keep me anonymous. First of all, this post reeks of jealousy. I think that he's writing all these things from a place of jealousy. He's not happy for her. He's not happy about the fact that she's moved on. That's the first thing I noticed. Because if he was happy for her, his first reaction to her wanting to change his son's surname would not be to destroy her marriage. He would want to find a way for her not to be able to change his son's surname, and it will stay at that. But the fact that he's going after her relationship just exposes the fact that he is not happy for her. He's lying when he says he's happy for her. He's not. It's one thing not to want her to change your son's name, and it's another thing to be totally jealous of her and want to ruin her relationship. And I think that he leans more towards the fact that he's jealous of her new relationship. And when it comes to the changing of names, I can understand why it can be insulting to him that, okay, why should my son bear another man's name? I get where he's coming from. But also when it comes to immigration, those can really be things that are just so bothersome, you know. They'll start asking, okay, how come are you sure this is your son? How come you have different surnames? The thing is just complicated. And you also know that that's why some divorced women keep the same surname as their ex-husbands, just so that they are able to have the same surnames with their kids, just to avoid all these complications. But anyway, let's get into the comment section. The first comment says, why will a woman change a child's name to another man's name? No be say the pikin dey even answer him mama father's surname. You are rushing to give another man's name. So if the marriage doesn't work out, will you start up again by changing your boy's surname again? Please, single mothers, let your children have your father's surname until they are grown up enough to decide, unless their father has been supportive since day one. That's a good idea. Where I come from, as long as you are not married to her, her husband now owns the child. I blame her for allowing the child to take your name in the first place. I wonder how she got herself entangled with you in the first place, because clearly you are a destroyer of good things. Yeah, he's jealous of her, definitely. Firstly, who is taking the financial responsibilities of the child's upbringing? Because you dey shout say she wan change the pikin name up and down. If they check am well, You know, if they drop 5 kobo for anything, make una try they use una medicine before una email Joro. She has valid points about her wanting to take some other decisions over her child without having to call you first. If you know you don't want it, best you settle amicably, because you feel go lose the case for courts. Wow. Another person said, maybe you and your ex belong to the same coven, because you're obviously a wizard. If you want your children to answer your name, marry their mom. I wonder how he answered your name in the first place. Where I come from, your child wouldn't answer your name unless you're married to the mom. The next person said, she has no right to change your son's name because she's getting married. Call or text her and make it clear that if she dares, you will take her to court. I also hope you are a responsible father to your son. Telling her hobby about her character is not your job. Leave her alone. See? That has nothing to do with this. Another person said, LMAO, the fact that she even told you, someone you didn't marry, pay dowry on. I'm sure I wouldn't tell you if I was in her place. Wow. Another person said, LOL, that's a major reason why you all should be using protection, or better still, abstain from having sex until marriage. In Igbo land, any child who is born outside wedlock, irrespective of the child's father's support or whatever, automatically belongs to the woman and her family. Yes, you have to do the needful. Get her wifed up before that child will ever bear your name. So dear, it's your loss. Next time when you get a girl pregnant, be ready to marry her, or your second child will bear a Hausa name. For that matter. And the way he's saying, a Yoruba name for that matter, a Yoruba name for that matter. I'm sure he doesn't like Yoruba people. So it's like, how can my child bear a Yoruba name for that matter? Another person said, advice to my gender, please don't impregnate any woman until you're sure she's the one you marry. But why must it be before? If you're sure that she's the one you marry her, then impregnate her all you want. Another person said, please do go ahead with the suits, but don't ruin her marriage. Be level-headed, if not, it will come back to you. If you're present in your son's life, she has no business changing his name, and you have to give permission before she travels with him. The two of you made the child, not her alone. But please, please, do not involve her new man. Another person said the child shouldn't even be carrying your name in the first place, since you didn't marry the mom. The child belongs to the mom's dad. You know, I actually really love this tradition, and I feel like it's a tradition in some places in Africa in general, where if you have a child out of wedlock, the child belongs to the woman's father. So that child answers the woman's father's name, hence the woman's surname. When you wife her up and the woman becomes your wife, then the child can bear your name. To me, that just makes perfect sense. It almost sounds natural, like it sounds almost logical, like duh, that's how it should be, you know? If you want the child to be yours, then marry the woman and form a family where your wife and your child bear your name. To me, it makes a lot of sense to me. Another person said, you are not the father, you are a wizard too. Without bride price, you own nothing. She did threesome, and so, I beg, rest. He's just jealous of her. When it comes to that other part, he's jealous. And another person said, Yoruba name for that matter. Just stand your ground, Oga. Which one be Yoruba name for that matter? Yeah, I feel like he doesn't like Yoruba people. Let's take the last comment, which says, tell him and he will love her more. I get her points. Her mistake was giving her child your name in the first place, since you put nothing on her head. That means when they say you put nothing on her head, means you didn't pay her bride price. You essentially did not marry her. So people are saying it's a mistake that she even gave this man's name to her child in the first place. Well, it's a mistake that she's trying to rectify now, isn't it? The next story says, my ex allows our daughters to call her new husband daddy. It annoys me seriously. Hello Joro, my ex and I never got married, but we'll have a daughter together. My ex got married last year. Our daughter lives with her, but I see her at least 3 times a week when I'm in Nigeria. I noticed she started referring to the other guy as daddy. I asked her why she plays drums instead of piano, and she said, "Daddy says it's good for me." Which stupid daddy is that? What? My ex also allows her husband to braid my daughter's hair. He used to work in a salon years ago and he can do hair. Back to the drums. Please, how is drums good for a lady growing up? Why should he be telling my daughter what to do? I am still very much involved. I am alive and well. I am paying for my daughter's school fees, which I'm sure he can't afford. This annoys me. I want to get full custody of my daughter now. I am paying my daughter's school fees. I am dropping money for her upkeep. The thought of my daughter's head in between his laps is annoying me. What? What? Let's go to the comment section. Oh, jeez. I'll be giving my opinions while we read the comments, okay? Oh, my goodness. So the first person said, okay, listen. Your daughter having a positive relationship with her stepdad doesn't diminish your role as a father. What matters most is that she has loving and supportive adults in her life. Embrace your role and focus on nurturing your relationship with her based on love, trust, and responsibility. Your consistency and involvement will always be invaluable to her. So the next person said, my gender. How will a man be paying fee and dropping money for your daughter's upkeep, and the broke, useless new husband will be the one to dictate what the daughter should do? If the new husband loved her so much, he will pay the fee now. What is wrong with you, my gender? My gender with emotions. That's it. Well, I think that the biological father of this child should be responsible for his child's upkeep. There's nothing wrong with that. At the same time, there is also nothing wrong with the stepfather playing a role of a father in the child's life. The child can just have two dads. The stepfather has the right to have an input to a certain level in the child's life, even though the child's biological father is involved in her life. Another person said, let's be reasonable. If this man is as involved as he claims he is, I know he has a say in his daughter's life. I can't be paying her fee and you're telling me I don't have a say. No, nah. Make we talk true if we see her. Another person said, wait, who is supposed to pay her fee before? Me or Joro? Because I don't understand the emphasis on I am paying my daughter's school fees. Exactly. As you should. You're her dad. Who should pay the school fees? Who should pay her school fees? If you're not paying her school fees, who should do it? Because he actually said it about 2 or 3 times in the post. I am paying her school fees. I am paying her school fees. Sir, calm down. It's not that deep. Another person said, you're overreacting. There's nothing wrong in her playing drums. Who exactly made the rules? Drums for guys and piano for women. If I were in your shoes, I'll be glad she has someone acting as a father figure and loving her as one in my absence. You are her father. I'm pretty sure she knows that, but you are not physically present in her life every time. Let her enjoy the father figure she has. I'm sure there's enough love to go around for you and him at the same time. Him making her hair is beautiful. Damn, I wish my dad or stepdad made my hair while I was growing up. Yeah, by the way, he doesn't have to put her head in between his laps to make her hair, bro. I know. Why is he imagining his daughter's hair? I mean, that is, when you imagine it like that, right, it looks so bad, you know? Why does he have to imagine her head in between his laps? Oh my God. I just feel like the whole situation is just irritating him. He is jealous. He doesn't want his daughter to receive love from her stepfather because of his own insecurities. If he truly loves his child, he should leave his child to experience love. Love from her mom, love from her stepdad, love from him. That's it, you know? Just let the child, so far the child is not getting harmed. The child is just being loved on. From all what he has said in his post, the child is just simply being loved on. So let her be. Let the man love your child, and let the mom love the child. That's totally fine. The most important thing here is for the child to be happy. Another person said, you have every reason to be jealous. But why didn't you marry the woman you slept with and got pregnant? Fine boy. Now another man has married her and you're angry your daughter is calling him dad? What is she supposed to call him? Tortoise? Oh my God. Another person said, your daughter is calling him daddy and your ex is calling him Zezzy. Zeddy. 2-0 already. Your life don't spoil. Zeddy. Oh my god. Another person said, just let your daughter see the beauty of having 2 daddies. Tell her it's a privilege that other girls don't have. Please stop throwing tantrums. Would you have preferred he was being cruel to her? Dear poster, please set aside your ego and be a bit grateful to the other man. He's looking after your daughter. It takes more than providing to be a father. Call the guy, make him your friend, and you can even hang out from time to time when you're around. Your child's life is too precious for this pettiness. There are so many wise people in the comment. I love it. I'm living for it. I'm just here for it. Oh my gosh. Another person said, as long as you're involved as you said you are, go and get custody of your daughter. That man has no right to dictate anything for her. Bring your child up and keep her with any of your sisters, because I know it won't be easy for you to take her with you. Don't allow them to destroy your baby. Just permit me to read the replies to this person's comment, okay? The first person replied to this comment saying, Auntie, shut up. You go allow Justin take custody of Ifu. Who is Ifu? Justin Ifu. Is this Cora's child? I don't know. I'm not too sure of that reference. Anyway, the next one says, they will still not pick you, oh baby. And if they do, na baby mama you go turn last. So she's basically saying that this woman that commented is a pick me. Another person said, God forbid, that one not be human being, no. Another person said he should take a child from her mother and give to his sister. The sister doesn't have a husband, abi? Them go do waiting with another person pikin. For me, this is total nonsense. Oh my god, to me that person's comment was just it just makes no sense. Why would you take a child from their mother and give to their aunts when the mother is alive, willing and able to take up the child in a stable home, a stable and loving home? I don't understand. How do some people think? I totally disagree with that. Honestly, if you're one of those people that feel that that person is right, comment in the comment section. I want to hear where you're coming from, because I don't understand. Okay, let's get back now to the comments. You're not upset about the hair, neither are you upset about the drumming. You're upset that your ex found someone who loves her enough and sees her child as his own, treats her the way a good father would treat his daughter, and she's comfortable and secure enough to call him daddy. That's why you're upset. I couldn't agree less. This man is jealous. It's jealousy. And then another person said, there is nothing wrong in having 2 daddies in your daughter's life. Your daughter is lucky, and that's okay. Another person said, Lord Lamba, is that you? So basically, this reference is about a certain Nigerian comedian who had a child with a girl. They have a daughter together. He's never shown any public interest in the child, but as soon as the girl got engaged to be married, he started showing up. He started causing a ruckus, throwing tantrums and saying that he wants his child, he doesn't want his child to be raised by somebody else and all that. So he started throwing tantrums about his child not having another dad. So that's why the person is saying, Lord Lamba, is that you? Another person said, who told this poster that his daughter's head will be between the man's laps when he's doing her hair? Visit a salon to see how people make hair so that high blood pressure will not kill you. Oh my god. Another person said, so what is he supposed to call him? Uncle or Samuel? Your head is shake. Paying school fees and dropping upkeep money is not all that makes you a dad. Plus, be grateful that there's someone willing to do the job you ran away from, which is taking care of your daughter and her mother. You were supposed to be happy that she has a nice stepdad, not a bad one that will go and mess her life up. Oh my god. So let's leave it at that for this one. This is crazy. I feel that this man right now is too emotional. He's overwhelmed by jealousy, and that's why he cannot see beyond that to understand that his daughter is happy and in a good situation. If a child is actually calling you daddy, do you know what that means? That means she's already so comfortable with you and she already feels that you are playing the role of her dad. So that's a good thing. Oh God, please be happy for your child. Be happy that your child has a nice and loving home. Just love her, love the mom, and love the stepdad who is taking such good care of your child. So guys, we have finally come to the end of this video. If you like this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel because there's so much more coming your way. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.